In 1666, London was a crowded, chaotic city. Over 300,000 people lived there, squeezed into narrow medieval streets filled with wooden buildings. Most houses were built from timber and pitch, both highly flammable materials. Chimneys smoked constantly, and open flames were everywhere. Sanitation was poor, and fire safety was nearly non-existent. It was a disaster waiting to happen, and the smallest spark could ignite an inferno. In the early hours of September 2nd, 1666, a small fire broke out in the bakery of Thomas Farriner on Pudding Lane. Farriner, baker to King Charles II, had gone to bed without fully extinguishing his oven. Around 1 a.m., flames erupted and quickly spread. Within hours, the fire had jumped to neighboring houses. By morning, Londoners awoke to orange skies and the choking scent of smoke. The fire was no longer a household accident. It was now a growing catastrophe. One of the key reasons the fire spread so fast was due to strong easterly winds. These winds carried flaming debris across rooftops and into tightly packed homes. Within 24 hours, dozens of city blocks were ablaze. People grabbed what they could, bedding, food, valuables, and ran. The dry summer had already parched the wooden structures, turning them into kindling. Firefighting methods were primitive. Buckets of water and fire hooks were no match for what was becoming a roaring monster. Despite the chaos, there was confusion among authorities. The Lord Mayor of London, Sir Thomas Bloodworth, initially downplayed the danger. When first informed of the fire, he reportedly said, "Pish! A woman might piss it out." His hesitation cost the city dearly. Fire breaks, where buildings were pulled down to stop the flames, were delayed. By the time King Charles II took charge and ordered more aggressive firefighting, it was already too late to contain the inferno. King Charles II and his brother James, Duke of York, personally joined firefighting efforts. Soldiers and civilians tore down buildings to create fire breaks. Gunpowder was used to blow up houses, a last resort tactic. Still, the fire raged for 4 days. People fled across the Thames or into open fields. Livestock was abandoned. Entire parishes vanished overnight. Churches, businesses, and homes crumbled to ash. Despite the massive effort, it seemed nothing could stop the destruction. By the time the fire was finally extinguished on September 6, 1666, the damage was unimaginable. Over 13,000 houses, 87 churches, 44 company halls, and St. Paul's Cathedral were destroyed. Around 80% of the old city lay in ruins. Amazingly, only a handful of lives were officially recorded as lost, though the true death toll may have been higher, especially among the poor, whose remains were never recovered or documented. Financial losses were in the millions, and tens of thousands were left homeless. Some families lost generations of history in a single night. In the aftermath, Londoners were desperate to find someone to blame. Fingers were pointed at foreigners, especially the French and Dutch, England's enemies at the time. A Frenchman named Robert Hubert falsely confessed to starting the fire and was executed. It was later proven he wasn't even in London when it began. Meanwhile, Thomas Farriner, whose bakery had been the origin point, faced little backlash. Prejudice, fear, and paranoia fueled wild accusations as people searched for answers. Reconstruction began quickly. Architect Christopher Wren proposed grand plans for a new city with wide boulevards and stone buildings. While many of his ideas were too expensive or impractical, some reforms were implemented. The Rebuilding Act of 1667 banned timber houses and made brick and stone mandatory. New fire regulations were introduced, and fire insurance became more common. St. Paul's Cathedral was rebuilt by Wren himself, becoming a symbol of renewal rising from the ashes. Ironically, the Great Fire may have had unexpected benefits. Only a year before, London had been devastated by the Great Plague of 1665, which killed tens of thousands. The fire destroyed many of the crowded, unsanitary areas where the plague had spread. Rats and fleas, carriers of disease, were also wiped out. Some historians argue the fire indirectly ended the plague's grip on the city. In destroying so much, it gave London a cleaner slate, entire neighborhoods were reborn, and the transformation inspired future architects and planners. The Great Fire of London left scars that would last for centuries. It transformed the way cities thought about fire safety, urban planning, and emergency response. The value of preparedness, swift decision-making, and communication became crystal clear. Today, modern cities still draw lessons from it. How densely packed housing, poor materials, and delayed responses can turn a small spark into catastrophe. The event is also a reminder of resilience. The Great Fire of London wasn't just a moment of destruction, it was a turning point in history. It showed the fragility of civilization, the danger of neglect, and the power of rebirth. From the ashes rose a new London, safer, cleaner, and forever changed. The story of what really happened is a blend of human error, nature's fury, and a city's remarkable strength. It reminds us that history is never just about dates or events. It's about people, choices, and consequences that still echo in our world today. If this journey through history intrigued you, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who loves uncovering dramatic real-life stories from the past. More powerful tales of history are coming your way. Don't miss what's next. Your support helps keep these forgotten moments alive, so thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.